Hey everybody out there, this is Seto, and today for you guys I'm going to be profiling for you my agent deck. Now, I used to play agents with our Hail to Perfection a while back, but I wanted to make a more pure variation of agents recently. And I decided, when I mean pure variation of agents, I'm talking about using the field spell card that they have, Sanctuary in the Sky. Now, Sanctuary in the Sky is a field spell card that agents have had for a long time, and people have said it's an awful card. But I found out very quickly playing agents that the field spell card, even though it was not the maybe most amazing field spell card ever, actually was pretty dang good in the deck, so you can get the secondary effects of your agent monsters. So I am using also the new agent support that they got out in Prio and Agent Uranus, I think it's called. I'm also not I am using things like Archlord Christia, Hail of Orange Light, and I think Valhalla the Fallen as well. So it does use a lot of the fairy archetype support that fairies have had for a long time to make the deck better in its combo plays. Quickly, I will mention before I start this video, I did take this deck against one of my friends, Will, who was playing Shaddolls, and I thought going into that matchup that, oh my gosh, if I'm playing against Shaddolls, this deck is just going to get destroyed because it does a lot of combo plays and special summoning. And I found out very quickly that if this deck goes first against Shaddolls, it actually could win that matchup. And I won game one. Game two, I did brick with the deck, which was something I was trying to figure out with the deck, and I'm still trying to play my way around it. Is sometimes this deck can be very explosive, and sometimes it will have a problem of going off and exploding. But it just depends upon your hand and how you play the deck. You really can't make misplays. But in game two, my friend Will with Shaddolls won, and game three, I won. So I won the match. So I was very impressed that this deck could do this, a deck I put together in about 2 hours. So first off, we won our 3 Master Hyperion. He's the boss monster for agents. He's very amazing. With his secondary effect, when you have Sanctuary in the Sky out, he just becomes really super duper amazing. So I like him as a 3-of on the deck. He's amazing overall. So 3 Master Hyperion. Then we run 3 Agent of Earth. Agent of Earth is your searcher and level 2 tuner for the deck. It's really cool when you actually can search out Master Hyperion with Agent of Earth. It really is fun to do. But it's definitely a staple as a 2-of, 3-of, in combination with cards like Valhalla the Fallen. You can do some really cool combo plays with other fairy type monsters you have and go into some cool synchro plays. And just overall really amazing combo plays in general. So I do like it as a 3-of. Then we have 2 Agent of Uranus. Yes, say that. Yes, you all can laugh now. He said Uranus. I said it in the beginning. I'm saying it again. Agent of Uranus. So this is a card that originally I was trying as a 3-of originally when I was playing the deck, but I found that at 3 it got a little cloggy. I was trying to find a good ratio in the deck of what agent cards really help out the deck and whatnot. And yes, he was good because you could set up the graveyard for Soul Charge sometimes, or just set him up for Master Hyperion, or things of that nature. I did find something very quickly out in this deck, playing it a couple times in online and in real life. And that was the fact that this deck does banish its agent monsters fairly quickly. Yes, Soul Charge is a card, and yes, it does help the deck out, bringing back its dead synchro monsters and its dead monsters, depending upon what is going on in the game. But the deck does banish a lot of its cards very quickly for Master Hyperion and other things. So it's good to play 2 Agent of Jupiter, which I'll talk about more later, his secondary effect. But this card really comes in handy for setting up big synchro plays, and just a very good card in general, I find, as a 2-of. 3-of, I got a little cloggy. He's also a good beat stick because he's a 22, I think, beat stick. Then I run 2 Agent of Jupiter. First off, he's a good beat stick. Second off, he can help run over things. And third off, he can bring things back. If you discard a card from your hand, you can get a banished monster. I think it's back. Let me read that quickly, I forget. If you have Sanctuary in the Sky out in the field, once per turn, you can discard 1 fairy type monster to select one of your removed from play light fairy type monsters and special summon it. Really nice card for that effect, because I found out, like I said earlier, very quickly that this card banishes a lot of its monsters quickly for Master Hyperion, for other things, and it's good to get them back. because you really want them in the graveyard so you can reactivate their effects again. Also, it's really cool because sometimes I've banished Honest after I've used it, brought it back with Jupiter, bounced Honest back to the hand. This deck can really abuse Honest. It's really amazing how much you can abuse your Honest. And now that Honest is at 2, it's really cool to use in this deck. It's really makes the deck more viable, and on top of that, you can reuse them multiple times. I've used them 3 times in a duel. Then we have 2 Agent of Venus, and as you probably know, the 3 Shining Balls. Yes, my friend a long time ago when I brought this, some of the agent cards from him, he actually colored all the Shining Balls in so they match all of Agent of Venus's, Creation Venus, Venus's Shining Balls instead of just being very clear. They're actually colored in, so I really like that. It looks really cool. But originally I was not running this engine because I said to myself, oh, you know, yes, Gachi's not that good of a card anymore, etc., etc. You know, it's not a powerful play anymore, you know, bringing out the Shining Balls and, you know, paying that 1,000 life points to do that and go into some crazy plays. It's not worth it. But I found playing without this engine, without playing the 2 Agent of Venus and the Shining Balls, first off, that meant that my Agent of Uranus couldn't go into make himself level 3 by dumping an extra Venus. Now, seeing other agent deck profiles, I saw people running 3 of this, 3 Agent of Venus, and I just thought to myself, that's way too much. I don't want to run 3 of her. 2 is good enough. And personally, I have found through playing the deck that 2 Agent of Venus is all I need, really. The card is really good in combination with Valhalla the Fallen, which I showed you earlier. You go Valhalla the Fallen, special summon, normal summon, Agent of Creation, and do some crazy wonky plays, and it can be very powerful if you go in first turn to set up your field like that. There are other good level rank 2 Exceed monsters out there now, so you can go into some of those if you wish. I find after playing this deck for a good while now that this is an engine that you have to run, and the cool thing is if you get the Shining Balls in hand, you can discard them with Herald of Orange Light or just do other things with them in general. You can pitch them with, you know, Jupiter to get back a card you want to the field. So there's things you can do with it. With the Shining Balls if they're in your hand, and there's things you can do with, you know, Venus on field. So I found at the end of the day, at the end of the Golden Rainbow, that it does work in the deck and it is a necessary evil. Sometimes it will lead to dead hands, but for the most part, it helps. Then we run 2 Archlord Christia. People are probably going to say to me, you should run 3 Archlord Christia, but 3 Archlord Christia just seems to be too much to me, and it never works out in my favor when I run 3 of Archlord Christia. So just 2 Archlord Christia. It's really, really fun when you first go Valhalla the Fallen, special summon Archlord Christia, end your turn, go. And your opponent's just going to look at you saying, you special summon Archlord Christia first turn, I hate you. So the card's very powerful still. Then I run 2 Herald of Orange Light for your negation from hand. Like I said, you have a lot of negating power from your hand. Yes, the deck is very thick in monster count, but it does come in handy as a good hand trap, and it's a pretty dang good hand trap in my opinion. Then a couple of the last cards we run is 2 Honest, because this is a light-based deck. I've used Honest 3 times in a duel using this deck with Jupiter, in combination with Jupiter and other things, and Soul Charge. It's a really good card. Then we use some cards just for pure searching, and the cool thing is when they're getting in the graveyard, they can either be brought back by Soul Charge to go for Exceed plays, or they're usually used for searching so you can make the deck faster, get to your plays faster, the cards you need to get to. So first we run 2 Hetic. I never can pronounce this card. I think it's Hecatrica. Hetric, I don't know. Somebody would tell me down in the comments section. But this card is used to search out Valhalla the Fallen. That is what this card is used for. Now, Valhalla the Fallen is very powerful. You get this card out, and you can just go for combo plays. You could have a bad hand. You get Valhalla the Fallen. You could special summon an Archlord Christia, normal summon something else, and just go, just go off. So I really like it as a 2 of. You do run 2 Valhalla the Fallens, which means you are most likely going to get an opening turn, which is something that's really can be the difference in a duel, if you get Valhalla opening turn or not. So you run 2 of this. It's also fodder in graveyard for Master Hyperion as well. Then we run 2 Zeroed Herald of Heaven. Zeroed Herald of Heaven, excuse me, I gotta say that properly. I'm still learning the cards' names, some of them, guys, I apologize. This card is used to search out Sanctuary in the Sky, Zeroed Herald of Heaven. It's used to search out Sanctuary in the Sky. You need to get the Sanctuary in the Sky by turn 2, turn 3, otherwise you're going to be up the creek without a paddle, and you're going to be going, oh, this is not a good duel. You either need Sanctuary in the Sky or Valhalla the Fallen opening turn so you can get your combo plays going. Now, I do like Zeroed of Heaven, and I don't like him. He's a 21 beat stick, which is nice, but he requires that Sanctuary of the Sky is on the field, and if Sanctuary of the Sky leaves the field, he gets blown up. So, saying that, he's okay, but I've seen people run him at 3. I think 3 is a little bit too much. He's just a searcher. He's like a Visionary for Gravekeepers, but you, unlike Visionary for Gravekeepers, well, Commandant, excuse me, for Gravekeepers. Unlike Commandant for Gravekeepers, you rarely summon this bad boy. If you do, it's usually because you're on the offensive. Sometimes you use them for synchro plays too. Then on to the spell cards, guys. I know there's a lot of monsters in this deck, but usually you're pitching to search. You have 4 searchers in Heaven, Zeroed of Heaven, and Hetrax. Then we run 2 Sanctuary in the Sky. Because of the new field spell ruling, I just find 2 is all I need. 3 is way too much, even though this deck does depend upon it. I'd rather run some traps, which is something the deck really needed, and I was tight for space for. So, 2 Sanctuary in the Sky. Then I run 2 Valhalla the Fallen. Card's amazing. Definitely have to run this in the deck. If you don't, the deck's going to play completely different. Valhalla the Fallen really helps precipitate this play. Your back's against the wall, you special summon this. Your back's against the wall, first turn you go, Archlord Christia. That's a good, powerful play. When you just go Valhalla the Fallen, special summon Archlord Christia, pass turn, that's a good play right there in my opinion. And it's very powerful in today's game, so it's a very good card, and I definitely see it as a 2 of in the deck. 3 is too much, 2 is all you need, you just need to get to it as fast as you can. Then we run 2 MST for Vanities, Emptiness, and Skill Drain, and things like that, and Pendulums and whatever. Then we run 1 Snatch and Steal, 1 Soul Charge, 1 Book of Moon, 1 Regeki. So, Snatch and Steal their boss monster, steal whatever they got on the field so you can beat them down with it. Soul Charge, even though you're banishing a lot of your agents from the graveyard, Soul Charge can still come in handy, and I like it. Book of Moon, just a good versatile card, and Regeki, just clear the board, attack with all your monsters, can win you games. Then we run, for your traps, the trap lineup is fairly small because you need to make room for the monsters so you can get your plays going. 2 Fiendish Chain, very good card, stops things like Castell and 101. And anything else you need to get around. Then we run 1 Bottomless, 1 Compulse, 1 Solemn Warning. People are going to say to me, you run Soul Charge, you run Solemn Warning, you run Agent of Creation. That's a lot of life points you're giving up. Yes, but this deck I have found, personally, through playing it a bit, it's a little bit reactive instead of active. You either go first turn, set up a powerful play, or you wait to see what your opponent does and then you go after them. So that is usually how this deck plays. So that's why we run those main traps right there. You can run other ones. You can run D-Prison, Meal Force, whatever, but those are the main ones I run, and the rest of the deck seems to work fairly well. For your rank 2 exceeds, you run 1 Gachi, 1 Herald of Pure Light, comes in handy, yes it does, and 1 new card that just came out, Sky Cavalry Centurion. Very, very good card. The fact that this is a light, It works with Honest. Amazing. As you will go through the deck, you will notice that there's a good chunk of light monsters in the deck that will come in handy for you. Then we run one down on the Magician, so if you need to, you can just overlay this on top of your Exceed monsters. Then we run, one Fairy Cheer Girl and one number 82 Heartland Drago. The reason I run Fairy Cheer Girl and Heartland Drago, Fairy Cheer Girl gives drawing power to the deck. It's a light, so you can use it with Honest. Number 2, Heartland Drago, you have a total of 4, continuous spell cards in the deck. So Heartland Drago can't be, targeted for attack. So he can just poke your opponent for a 2,000 attack and win you the game right there. So that's why I like him as a 2 of. Even though there's no rank 4 engine, you do sometimes go for it. Then we run for your synchros, which you run a lot of because you run a lot of tuners. We run Underworld Fighter Belmont for your 4, level 4 synchro. Armor Deities and Catastor for your level 5 synchro plays. Very good card. The fact that Armor Deities is a light and works with Honest against certain decks, amazing. Then for your 6, we run Goyo Guardian, Black Rose Dragon for level 7. Sometimes you fluctuate because you have Uranus, so you can fluctuate your levels. So you go into a whole bunch of different things. For your 8s, you run one Agent of Zerold. Very good card with agents, and then one BLs for your level 8 synchro play because Uranus is a dark tuner, so you can go into him. So BL's there and Agent of Zero. Then we run Mistworm and Leo, Keeper of the Sacred Trees. Mistworm, how you make Mistworm, you're gonna ask me. Well, pretty much you go Valhalla the Fallen, very simple play. You go Agent of Creation, summon all the shiny balls. Then you go normal summon Agent of Earth, search, synchro up, Mistworm. That's how you do it. Leo, Master Hyperion, and Agent of Earth, or Herald of Orange Light. So yeah. So that is the deck, guys. I hope you all enjoyed it. It's a little bit complex, I know. It's still a work in progress, but it's very fun to play with, and I really have enjoyed it, and it has impressed me with the power that it actually has. Still needs some more playtesting and tweaking, but I like it. This is probably really version 2.5, I guess you could say, but it still works, and I like it very much. So guys, tell me what you think of the Agent deck. It's a really fun deck to play with. I would highly suggest you try it out. And until next time, guys, take care, have fun dueling, and good luck dueling to all of you. I'll see you all next time, and take care, guys. Seto Kaiba, I'm out here, guys. Till next time.